Hey guys, what's up? It's Chloe, and guess what? It's time for Cool Story Glow! Yay! I'm not as loud as I normally am, and that's because it's nighttime and I have neighbors, and I don't think they would appreciate if I yelled my name really loudly. This is the first Cool Story Glow where I pretty much get to introduce you to Laika. She's about 3 times bigger than she was when I first got her. We originally thought that she was a husky, but we got a DNA test back on her siblings, and it turns out she's Alaskan Malamute. Also, she's Chow Chow, German Shepherd, and Rottweiler. So she's basically all of the murder dogs except for Pitbull. You're gonna fucking bite my hand off one day. Diego's okay. He hated her at first, but now as you can see, they're buddies. And sometimes they make out. Alright, so the reason that I am sitting here and doing a Cool Story Glow at night in pigtails and my awesome Aperture Science PJs from Jinx is because I decided I basically wanted to have a little slumber party. And what do you do at slumber parties other than experiment sexually with some of your lady friends? And then find out that you're bisexual. And then alienate your lady friends. You play Truth or Dare! Instead of doing Truth or Dare, I decided tonight I would just do Truth. And then we'll do Dare later on down the road. In one of my earlier Cool Story Glow videos, I did do Truth or Dare, and I don't even remember what I did. But this is gonna be more fun. So I asked some people on Twitter, oh look at that, in the glow of my computer screen. I asked some people on Twitter to give me some truths, and tonight I'm going to answer them. I don't get to skip any questions. I don't get to pick and choose. So let's start off with @MarissaMay. What is one thing you regret not doing in your life? Okay. So this is gonna sound super cliche, but I really don't believe in regrets because I feel like every fuck up is a learning experience. But if I had to pick something to change over, I had to. There was a time in my life where I was very selfish and I screwed up pretty bad, and I really screwed over a friend of mine because I fell in love with her boyfriend and I done goofed. And I really, one of the things that I really I feel so fucking terrible about and I'll never get over. But luckily she forgave me and we're very good friends, and perhaps it even made us closer than we would have been otherwise. So while I can't say I regret it, I can say that I have the most amount of remorse a person can possibly have. Moving on! @Genkar asks, best fart ever, #truth. Look, I can't call it like a specific best fart that I've ever had, but I will say, I mean, ladies will know what I'm talking about. I'm sure guys will too. But after the first night that you spend with your new boyfriend or girlfriend and you just hold it in all night and you don't even know what to do, and then the next day you're like, that feels good, I can be skinny again. Don't act like you don't know what I'm talking about. You know exactly what I'm talking about. @BostonBebop asks, most embarrassing cosplay moment. You know, I don't have anything really exciting. I mean, like, I've walked around half naked in costumes before. I don't really get embarrassed that easily. It's pretty tough to embarrass me. I guess maybe there was a time when I was on the Nerdist panel at Comic-Con, like when Nerdist was finally starting to launch this YouTube channel, and I was sitting next to Neil deGrasse Tyson. And one of my pieces of armor came off of my costume and he picked it up and he put it back on because that's the kind of guy Neil deGrasse Tyson is. I wish he was my father. @Ardinyar asks, slickest and worst lie you've ever pulled off. I'm not slick. I really have no ability to lie in me. If I even try to lie, I start laughing halfway through the sentence, so, I mean, I'm pretty much an open book. @AJ the Lush asks, how much do you love your red boots? Winky face. Well, @AJ, I love them so much, I keep them right next to my bed. I'm serious, I just pulled them from my bed because I pretty much, these are my babies. Ted Mosby don't know shit about my red boots. At In Evan We Trust asks, truth, which is more terrifying / delicious? Taco Bell breakfast or McDonald's anytime? I've got my vices, but luckily fast food is not one of them. I will say I did used to occasionally go get the chicken nuggets back when I ate the meats, but other than that, I don't really go to fast food a lot because I value my ability to not shit my pants. I say, and then I drink Diet Dr. Pepper. At Linka Kitten asks, do you prefer older boys? How did you meet E? Are you going to move into Chris's once the remodels are done? And have you lived with a boy before? Now that's like a buttload of truths. That's not real fair, but I will try to answer them quickly, and I promised I wasn't going to skip anyone's, so here we go. Do you prefer the older boys? Yes. How did you meet E? E is a guy that I used to date. He was in my favorite band, which I'm not gonna name, but it doesn't really matter because I said his name anyway, but I'm still not gonna name the band. But essentially I met him at one of his shows and I was a little fangirl, and we really bonded, and we dated for a while, and I just burped really casually. Are you going to move into Chris's once the remodels are done? I don't know whether or not I'm going to be moving into Chris's once the remodels are done. I'm really happy here in Silver Lake, and Chris is currently sort of living with me, which answers the last question. We basically both live in my little apartment in Silver Lake, and it'd be really hard to imagine moving from here. But who knows? We'll see. I mean, we're taking our sweet time with the house, so live in the present, say la vie, right? At Ian Bacalo asks, are you a My Little Pony fan? Yeah. At Legless Man asks, what video game is widely praised but you can't stand it? Deus Ex, or Deus Ex, or however the fuck you fancy pants people want to pronounce it. I am so bad at stealth games. I really can't stealth, and I get mad, and then I throw the controller, and then nobody is happy because then all I have is a broken controller. So even though a lot of people love games like that, I just can't do it. I can't do it. I like to charge in and shoot people in the face, so I will stick to Borderlands. At Little Man LVD Fire ask, bigger turn on, arms or legs? I think I have to say arms because legs can be super sexy, and you know, they can run, but I mean, can they carry me when 2 zombies bite off both of my legs in the apocalypse? No. At Ruroni 1029 asks, who's your celebrity crush? This one's tough. I kind of have to pick someone that I've never met because if I said somebody that I met, I think it would be kind of weird. So, I'm sure there's a couple celebrity crushes out there that I'm not going to say. But I'll tell you this one. I have a massive girl crush on Bo Burnham. He's just incredibly smart. He's very talented. He's funny as shit. And he's freaking adorable. Like, he's exactly what I normally look at in guys. Tall, lanky, big nose. Like, oh, he's a cutie. Don't tell Chris. Ah, this is good. That one kind of leads into this one, which is at Mild Man Nerd. Who's your one hall pass? Chris says I'm not allowed to have a hall pass because, again, there's a good chance that I will get a chance to meet that person, and then it'll be awkward, and then we have to have the discussion. So I don't get to have one. You're so cute and fluffy, god damn it. I have to finish the video, get off of me. At DeFeo Boutiques asks, have you ever asked Nerdist to roleplay or cosplay for late sexy times? If so, who did he dress up as, or who did you dress up as? Well, we've never dressed up specifically for sexy times, but there is a reason that I made him dress up in a Drake costume, and also a Booker costume, and I make him wear his Tenant costume a lot. Yes, I know it's creepy that I was dressed as Elizabeth and he was dressed as Booger. I have daddy issues, okay? At Jade Gordon asks, what is the hardest social lesson you've learned as an adult? I guess, I kind of learned this from an early age, but I try to really not rely on anybody other than myself. And that's sort of a big deal because when you start relying on other people, you can end up falling on your face. So I can love people and trust people, but definitely I don't rely fully on anybody. Because I am a strong, independent woman who is apparently from Russia. At Get Spence asks, do your parents like Chris? I guess I haven't really talked to either of them in a couple months. We're not exactly on the best terms right now. It's a long story. I'll tell you later, except for I won't because it's personal. At Bookasaur asks, what is your favorite book? I'm a boring question asker. No, you're not, Rachel. You're a lovely question asker. I have to say that one of my favorite books was Lolita by Nabokov for many reasons, but it sort of shaped my childhood a lot when I was younger. And that was partially because I sort of viewed Lolita as a girl that had to grow up really fast. It's weird because when I was younger, I viewed Lolita as sort of a role model. She was a young girl and it seemed like she was manipulating this older man and she had control of the situation. But now that I'm older, I can look back on the story and go, well, she was kind of weak. She was sort of beaten down by the world, and in the end she ended up the weakest person in the story. I was able to have two different perspectives on that story. It's just a really well written book. At 4-5 Wits asks, I second this and add, what is your favorite series of novels? Favorite series? It probably has to be Harry Potter because Harry Potter, it was the most beautiful story, and you could just imagine you were in goddamn Hogwarts, and you could fly on brooms, and wave your wand, and make stuff fly. I mean, who didn't point their finger at things and go, Axio something? But that wasn't just me, right, guys? Come on. Final question, Ian_R1878 asks, at Matt Myra or at Jonah Ray? Whoa. Guys, that's a doozy. What a finale of a question. Both of them at the same time. Okay, that's it for Truth. Thank you guys for sticking around. I might have had to cut out some of the questions just so I could get the video down to a shorter amount of time. But a couple bits of news. Heroes of Cosplay is coming back May 27th, I think. And what I'm trying to do is get together like a Google Hangout where I can talk to you guys after the show. We'll see if that happens. And, I mean, that's pretty much it for now. I guess I'm going to try to join Chris on some of his adventures this month and next around the country while he's touring. So if you're going to one of his shows, you might see me. I don't know. We'll see. I hope you guys had fun tonight and Wing Chun tonight. Yeah, even Leica was like, fuck that joke. Really, Chloe, Wing Chun tonight? I mean, could you have come up with a more cliched joke? This is ridiculous. I'm sticking my face in this pillow. Good night, guys. Remember at the end of Paranormal Activity when oh my god, look at how fucking giant she is! You are so big! Please don't kill me. God damn it, you are so cute. Diego, I love you too! Oh, you guys want to make out? Do you have to do this on me?